We're going to keep this going for as long as we can before my cam inevitably freezes for reasons that are entirely unknown to me. 13 people were charged Thursday in an alleged domestic terrorism plot to kidnap Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer, federal and state officials announced. Folks, the discourse around this has been fucking wild. Just absolutely wild, okay? First of all, credit to CNN here for using the term domestic terrorism, because you know what term I've been seeing used an awful lot lately? Militias. And there goes the cam. Goodbye, webcam. Hello, Voshfield. Welcome back. For the smug commentary you all come here for. Now listen up. The term that I've been seeing, okay, is militias. Now, I don't know what the fuck militias means to the people who are using it in this context, but when you are plotting to kidnap a governor, militia is no longer an accurate descriptor of your behavior, okay? Imagine you have like a book club and they read books. And then one day the book club gets together and builds a bomb and bombs a stadium. Would the news reports say stadium bombed by book club? Well, it depends on whether or not they're white. That's the thing. Generally speaking, when you commit acts of domestic terrorism, you're referred to as a domestic terrorist. So it's really weird that so many news outlets are calling these motherfuckers militias. Read further. The alleged scheme involved plans to overthrow several state governments that the suspects believe are violating the U.S. Constitution, including the government of Michigan and Whitmer, according to a federal criminal complaint. Damn, you know, Marx did the theory, so these guys could do the praxis. Holy shit, overthrowing the state. 6 people were charged federally with conspiracy to kidnap, and 7 other people associated with the militia group Wolverine Watchmen were charged by the state Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced. The individuals in state custody are suspected to have attempted to identify the home addresses of law enforcement officers in order to target them, made threats of violence intended to instigate a civil war, and engaged in planning and training for an operation to attack the Capitol building of Michigan and to kidnap government officials, including the governor of Michigan. First off, I really need to point this out. On Twitter, Tim Pool was making fun of a guy for saying that this was an attempt at provoking civil war, even though that was the stated intention of the domestic terrorists. And the idea of Tim fucking Pool making fun of somebody else for claiming something is an attempt at civil war is hysterical. No credibility on that guy. Just a fucking clown, this man, Tim Pool. But additionally, I really have to wonder what these people's plans are. I don't know if they thought that, like, kidnapping a governor means you can collapse the state. I don't know what exactly their plan there was, but whatever the case is, they were caught by the feds. What's done is done, and we now have to look at this and wonder, how did we end up at this point? I've seen so much funny-ass discourse, dude, and if I was like a proper news show instead of a shitty YouTuber, I would have it prepared for you, but I've seen people, yeah, thank you, FBI, you know, always an ally to the left, thank you very much. The funniest shit that I saw was somebody who posted a picture of one of the domestic terrorists' houses on Twitter, and it was like some rundown, shitty fucking house or whatever, and they were like, maybe we should have a conversation about how class radicalizes people, how material conditions, which is, again, something that can only ever be said about white people, okay? If a bunch of fucking black people attempted domestic terror, nobody'd be having this conversation. Additionally, there was another tweet I saw. I know I'm paraphrasing from Twitter quite a bit today, but this tweet was good. That no black person attempted to fucking out the mayor of Flint in spite of him literally poisoning their entire town to death. The idea that it's like poverty that turns people into fucking radical. First of all, nobody talks about this. The poorer you are, the more likely you are to vote Biden. Wealth correlates with supporting Trump. Poor people don't get radicalized into being Trump supporters. That bullshit people were peddling back in 2016, where it was economic anxiety, was a bad attempt at projecting class analysis onto a scenario that was much better described by the rural urban divide and the wealth poverty divide in the other direction. And let's not forget the race divide. Okay, hey, you all know, if you're not voting Biden, you ain't black. All right. So I think about 6% of the current black population is about to lose their black card. Republicans can't keep the black vote for shit. The idea that this isn't an inherently racialized dynamic is fucking idiotic. But whatever the case may be, being poor doesn't turn you into a fucking domestic terrorist. Okay, that's not how it works. Now, the funniest thing that I saw from all of this is people are apparently saying this was actually a radical anarchist cell that did this. Like, it was anarchists. They're the ones who did this, you know? And their evidence for this is, hold on. Michigan kidnapping, anarchist. Here we go. Here, from the Federalist. Nothing but the most reliable news sources here. See, this is one of the Deuterinos. Brandon Caserta has an anarchist flag right behind his head. I know, based, epic, amazing. So this must have been like some sort of far left, like, radical insurrectionary, you know, communist attempt. Except, hold on, that guy, Brandon Caserta, what else is he up to on social media? Saying Jesus would have supported Kyle Rittenhouse? When you've smoked 3 commies before you can legally smoke cigarettes. See, and it's funny because he killed commies before he could smoke cigarettes. Identifying himself with the Boogaloo group. That's very interesting. You know, this meme right here in particular, I don't know if commies would be in on this type of humor. You know, it's funny when children gun down commies, you know? I don't really think so. See, my man over here, Brandon Caserta, was an ANCAP, not an anarchist. And if there's anything we know about ANCAPs, it's that they're fucking idiots. Just really, really dumb. This guy also had the no step on snake flag in his bedroom. You know, the yellow flag, that flag. He also had the no step on snake flag. This was an ANCAP, folks, not an anarchist. That's why he wanted to, quote unquote, take down the state. Not because he was a fucking communist, because he was an ANCAP, a far right ideology. ANCAPs are not anarchists. Frankly, American libertarians aren't libertarians, you know. The fathers of American libertarianism, you know, no state, big corporations, actually prided themselves on the fact that they appropriated the term libertarian from leftists. Libertarianism means the prioritization of human liberty as a foundational human principle. Socialists are the best libertarians. American libertarians, who unironically simp for megacorporations, are not fans of human liberty. They're as much a fan of human liberty as they are of aristocrats and lords owning the territory that they can secure around their castles. To promote the liberty of an elite group above everybody else is not to promote liberty. Here's the quote where the right-wingers prided themselves on stealing the word. Give me that quote, baby, from Rothbard. One gratifying aspect of our rise to some prominence is that for the first time in my memory, we, our side, had captured a crucial word from the enemy. Libertarians had long simply been a polite word for left-wing anarchists. That is for anti-private property anarchists, either of the communist or syndicalist variety. But now we have taken it over. Literally, like the origins of libertarianism are in my ideology. Rothbard defended child slavery. Yeah, that's the kind of human liberty this guy cares about. You know, human liberty, child slavery, it all goes together. Really glad he got to appropriate that term from us. So yeah, this fucking dude was not an anarchist. This was a far-right ANCAP cell. They're fervently anti-communist. and they're a domestic terror group. And for that reason, because they're right wing, because they are white, their domestic terrorism is being framed by many as a militia group. A group of patriots who are, if misguided in practice, at least in spirit, upholding the foundational principles of this country, which in a certain way they are, but that doesn't make them not domestic terrorists. Just dumb shit all around. Dumb shit all around. Yeah. How can a person be for liberty if not for the freedom to oppress? As a general rule, ANCAPs who think they're anarchists, like actual anarchists, have set like a threshold for intellectual for intellectual behavior, which is low enough that you can reasonably assume they have no fucking idea what they're doing. I was wondering, how did these guys think they were going to collapse the state by threatening, by kidnapping one, like a governor? And then I learned they were ANCAPs, and now it makes sense. Because they're not capable of carrying out the consequences of their ideology past like 2 or 3 steps, It actually fits perfectly. Absolutely no forward thinking whatsoever, no brain worky. Head hurt when think. It all comes together, baby. Why Garfield? This is Voshfield. Vosh is taking the day off, okay? Chill.